Fresh Bake, we got more construction updates for you, and we're starting today at Emotional Whirlwind as we look down upon the progress here. Lots of little details that have come into focus this week. I'm excited about that, more so than just that big purple thing back there. Matter of fact, we're going to stop here because on the ground, out in front of the attraction, which is an area that we don't normally stop and look at, there's a lot going on, and they line up quite nicely with the concept art. First, you'll notice that the attraction is actually sitting up like on a stage. You can see that raised in this area right here. I don't know, 3 or 4 feet off the ground, which is kind of neat. And right here where you see that blue fancy mesh thing, just to the right of that, you can see a wooden form, kind of that's rounded there. We figure, and when I say we, I mean Tustin, who helps me with, he's a fan who helps me with these construction updates. We figure that's probably going to be this sign out here in the front of in the entrance of Emotional Whirlwind. Interesting sign that. It has kind of a Raleigh Crump, small world, mobile type. You know the thing he did for the World's Fair? It has a similar quality to that, which is kind of interesting. Cute, I like it. And then just to the right of that, you see some wood laid out in this sort of circular form on top of that concrete there. That is probably the beginnings of them working on building this purple wall right here. And I was looking forward to being able to see them put the rest of this entrance, because that facade, I don't know if I can think of a better word, is really kind of an interesting, it reminds me a lot of Jesse's, with the big characters out front, and then hopefully some colorful, bright, cheery, decorative areas around it as well. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. This attraction, what was once just a plain old Flyers in Bugs Land, is going to be a feast for the eyes. And we'll continue and observe those dark, sort of purplish looking trees that I thought were a little too ominous for the attraction. I've been advised that when they bloom, they will blend in. They'll be quite beautiful and fit in nicely with this attraction, so I'm grateful for that. Good news. And if you see those two rectangular cutouts in that purple thing there, those are probably going to be for speakers for attraction audio. Okay. All right. Moving back over here, I guess. We're still kind of baffled by those 6 gray pipes down there. Can't figure out quite exactly what their story is or what their purpose is. I will say this, as we pause here, it's very clear that this is going to be where guests enter the attraction. You can see that the green fence is stopped here, as does the concrete, definition of a path. It ends there, so guests are going to turn right here and enter. So there's kind of a smallish area for people to go. So those are probably going to be something to, as we mentioned last week, to immerse guests into the experience. Lots of electrical, so signage seems likely. Meanwhile, over here, that oval-looking area, again, lots of electrical there getting ready. It is our expectation that is probably going to be, the control area, the CM booth control area for the attraction there. And by the way, we'll stop here. If you see that yellow and that purple deal right here on top of those canopies, Dustin is suggesting those are probably going to be for light effects, like a spotlight that you can project onto the attraction. And it goes towards, again, the significant amount. There's going to be a lot of light features on this attraction. On the ground, in the air, on that purple wall back there, everywhere, light everywhere. And this is going to be an interesting attraction to see at night. I can't wait to see this at night. In fact, that is probably going to be our first priority when we go, is to ride it at night to see how all this looks together. But everywhere you look, there's electrical everywhere on this attraction. And everywhere you look, they're adding we're seeing some kind of feature, electrical or light feature put in place. And there's more to come still. And then over here on the right, as we pause, you can see that planter is about ready to be developed further. Those 3 concrete cylinders, pillars that you see there are probably going to be for light fixtures. And you can see that this is an area that we have kind of ignored in the concept, or my mind's eye couldn't figure it out yet. But what we're looking at is probably this area down here in the concept art, and that's going to be a fun little area. You can see they've got a little seating area for guests that is all purple and who knows what concrete, maybe plastic. I'm not sure. What those are going to be constructed of, wood perhaps. But again, it's got more character, more personality than we've ever seen in this area, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that develops and how all these trees and different features work together. Looking forward to that. You can also now see Emotional Whirlwind from the ground. It's starting to peek out over the walls. And each of those memory balls will, I don't know if it's going to be all of them, at least some of them, because we saw them putting in light bulbs last week. They will also probably have some sort of light effect attached to them. Maybe all of them, maybe some of them. It'll probably strobe or something to that effect. Very colorful again. All right, let's go take a look at Marvel Land, and we'll zoom right in on the Bugs Life Theater, the Spider-Man attraction, to see if we can see anything in there. This is max zoom with the camera, and then I pushed in a little bit even further in post to see if I could see anything. It's just not, there's not enough light in there. We can't see anything. I was hoping to find some way, even on a bright day, a cloudy day, trying to figure out middle ground there. Nothing works. We're not going to be able to see what's going on in that area. And it won't be long, actually, before we won't see anything at all, because obviously what they're building here is an extension to the building. That metal framework is obviously a new, extension in addition to that building. This area is about to get much bigger and more profound. And as we slide to the right, you can see that they've even, we'll pause here, they've even extended it further as we predicted. They're starting to connect this to the tissue box restroom. Now, we're not sure. This area looks to be, a ceiling, a roof to that structure. Can't tell really if there's a second floor. It does look like the area to the left, that's kind of out of frame now that we were seeing before, does look like it may have a second floor. And that would kind of be consistent with the Marvel Land concept art that we've seen. There are varying heights, varying altitudes for those buildings, and my guess is that the area with where the framework extends further up here is probably this building there in the concept art, and then it lowers and then rises again with the tissue box. I think the tissue box is taller than this new roof line that they're building here, so that corresponds possibly with this building with the Spider-Man logo on it. I think. I don't know. This is all just speculation and guess, as always. Okay, let's see what else is going on the other side as we pan to the right. The area in frame left, not much going on there, mostly staging. Those pipes you see there are probably water or drainage. There's just that one bulldozery guy doing bulldozery things. I don't know what that is. I can't tell. And then Dustin advised that yellow guy in the middle, that big piece of equipment there, is a pile driller. It's going to drill piles into the ground, which is fascinating. We saw them do that at Galaxy's Edge a little while back, and it was really cool to watch. Okay, we asked to take a look at this feature last week. We said, watch what happens with the gate. Something happened to the gate, but it's not as telling as I had hoped it would be. They did destroy the gate, as they did also destroy the tree that was there. Well, took it out anyway. We don't know if it's destroyed or not. But they put in its place these two walls. Now, it's difficult to say if these are permanent or not. Dustin doesn't believe that the concrete one on the left, the one that looks concrete, is permanent. It could be just temporary. I'm not sure about the beige one on the right. But that is where the gate was. Now, the idea here, the assumption is that this is to block a view. You couldn't see anything on the ground from Bugs Land before. You couldn't see really the Mission Breakout building from this area at all because everything was obscured by trees. And then you could also, now that they've taken, you can, I think, see stuff from the Mission Breakout side. You might be able to see backstage a little bit. and they may want to prevent a view from there. Having said that, I don't know. For one, when it comes to seeing things from the ground in Bugs Land, obviously we're a good year and a half away from this thing being done. There ain't going to be any eyes on the ground. There's nothing to, there's no views to prevent having been seen from Bugs Land. The only view that you could try to block or impede is the one from Mission Breakout. So I'm not sure why that lone concrete wall would be there for that function. Having said that, it does look temporary. It doesn't look permanent. Don't know why they put those there, and it actually has given me more questions than it has answered in terms of the future of the red car trolley, and my previous assumption that if we saw that gate go down and this area be redeveloped, that it might mark the end of the red car trolley going even into this area of California Adventure, that it might turn left into the back lot instead of right into what is now becoming Marvel Land. And that it would make sense for them not to do that, right? Because the red car trolley doesn't fit in Marvel Land. Even you could put all the Spider-Man logos you want on the red car trolley, which, by the way, is stupid. I hate it. You could do that all you want. The red car trolley still doesn't belong in Marvel Land. That's all I'm saying. And as I get off my soapbox, we'll continue this video and slide to the right a little bit to see if we can see anything there. And there is rubble down there. It looks like they have destroyed something and left the rubble behind. I'm not sure I don't remember if this is where anything was. So that's probably from somewhere else. They've destroyed something somewhere else and put the remains there. Not sure. Again, nothing really to see here except for said bulldozer guy who has just been going back and forth. He's like that guy in the Austin Powers movie with a wrench. Trying to look busy. I kid, of course. I know that you guys have worked really hard. And there's a closer look at that thing that's going to drill some piles. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm just looking for anything. I am going to pay attention to this. I don't expect to see much here anytime soon, but we're going to keep looking. What you can see, actually, are some trees back there. I wonder if those are coming in or have come out. Hard to say. Just like in Emotional Whirlwind, you can now see the building growing from the ground and right out in front of the old Bugs Land entrance, and you can see that's the roof line for the extension to the Bugs Life Theater, soon to be the Spider-Man attraction. Maybe a second floor. I don't know. I mean, you can see that again, those metal, steel framework going up. I just don't know if that's enough to support a second floor. Let's go to Disneyland. No real progress today at Sleeping Beauty Castle. Everything that we're going to see, we've seen already. Anything else that's happening is happening behind those scrims, paint, etc. on the castle. So we're not going to see much here. We showed this last week. This is a new set of construction walls up where the donut cart was. But I went to the other side and I did peek a look through the meshy fence that they had there. You could barely see anything. This is, I'm not sure what's happening. I mean, they do have some heavy equipment there, some earth-moving equipment, so they're doing something. They've dug up a lot. And that's where guests would be, isn't it? That's not the actual river or lake area. So that could be more curb stuff, probably. They probably dug up the curb again and are going to flatten that area. Meanwhile, over in New Orleans Square, they've moved the churro cart. Remember there used to be a churro cart right there? And right there is where the cinnamon roll cart was, the kiosk. Let's take a walk. They moved the churro cart over here. I don't know if this is permanent or not, but my assumption is that it is. And it's now more directly opposite the entrance to Haunted Mansion. And I guess that line got to be a problem sometimes because it would intersect with people trying to get into the Haunted Mansion. So when that queue extends now, as we look at it here, as that queue extends, it's going to extend out towards a path that doesn't get in the way of people trying to get up and into Haunted Mansion. So probably a good thing. It's got its own little area now. Over in Tomorrowland, Red Rocket's Pizza Port looks to be getting a ring on it and will become Alien Pizza Planet for good. as I joked elsewhere, they're going to probably use nails now instead of glue to put that alien piece of planet sign on there. I don't expect anything. 2 weeks is what we're expecting. I don't expect anything more fantastic than what we've seen already, which is not fantastic. Also, next door to Pizza Planet, they've got some walls up in front of the, Tomorrowland Theater? By Space Mountain entrance. Don't know exactly what they're doing here, because this wasn't really a traffic problem. This area didn't have issues with traffic before. No problems at all. So they must have other plans. I don't know why they would put any money into repaving something. A friend suggested that it was possible that they might be putting in one of those Fast Pass kiosks that is one for the entire land, instead of having to go to Buzz Lightyear, Space Mountain, Star Tours. Well, actually, Star Tours and Buzz are in the same area anyway. But you have just one location for all the Fast Pass kiosks in Tomorrowland. And then you could just have one cast member there helping people out. So that's a possibility. We shall see. Over in downtown Disney, the pop-up Disney installation is ongoing. It's probably done. It's going to be this Saturday. We're going on Saturday to take some fun photos for Instagram. Now, as for downtown Disney, as I push into the bag check and then zoom right back out, this parking lot is definitely under demo conditions now. I'd say half of the parking lot is closed. They are digging up the area that runs alongside Disneyland Drive. Where's the Disneyland Way? I can't remember. There you see some conduit sticking out. They have definitely dug this up. They're digging this up because there's going to be a path. And that path, my understanding, is going to connect all the way, the length of the downtown Disney parking lot. There's our first sign of danger. Look out! Just kidding. Jungle Cruise fans, hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, they're going to build a path that's going to connect with the bridge that connects downtown Disney with the Pixar Pals parking structure, so that they can separate or sequester guests walking down that path from everything else that's happening in the parking lot. So everything you see there that is got a red, a red tie around it is going to be destroyed. Just like all this area already has been destroyed, or most of it, in front of this defunct parking attendant booth here. This used to be an old entrance, including that concrete, pillar. There used to be a light structure there. All that's getting destroyed. More to go. It goes all the way down, you guys. It goes all the way down. And you can see back there some of the rubble. More trees with the red danger ribbon around it. More. And yeah, okay, so here you go. That looks like a trench, I think. I think I see some depth there. They're probably digging that out a little bit to maybe foundation or something. X marks the death of that concrete pillar. I'm sorry to report. You are no more, sir. There it is. There's the blacktop that's been dug up now. So we're going to be here often to find out how this develops. Lots of wood, probably for forms, concrete forms. Probably for the bridge proper. Who knows? Lots of it, though. More dirt, as we saw last week. I do love me some dirt. And then, as we reported last week, it has come to pass already. This area that the blacktop that they're pouring for the tram path is currently a temporary pedestrian path. They closed the other side. I don't know why they needed to do that. We'll find out soon enough. We'll see what they're doing with the old pedestrian path. But this is all new. We're walking on new Disneyland right now. And then here's our view of the Pixar Pals parking structure. And as we zoom in, you'll see that sort of black areas down there. That is actually geotextile fabric, as per Tustin, and it protects against plants growing through the concrete. It helps the ground be more stable, which is cool. And then they're going to cover that with a layer of sand and then put paving stones on top of that. And as we zoom in here, you will see those actual paving stones. There they are on pallets. Those are the paving stones. As a matter of fact, those paving stones, those pallets are sitting on top of areas that they've already paved. You can see them underneath. You see that blue coloring down there. Those are new paving stones that they've already put down. So this is already well underway. And we'll see more of that as we zoom out and pan left. It's extending out of the parking structure there, the covered area. And that's what those are right there. Paving stones. And then more paving stones. And then as we continue on, last week I had asked, what are they going to do with that squared off area that they had dug out? And according to Tustin, those were vaults. And they provide access to electrical and irrigation connections. So there you go. Very cool. I'm a big fan of vaults. That looks neat. Everything gets cut off and sort of you can access everything there. And you can see another vault. We looked at this area 2 weeks ago also. This too will be a similar vault-like area. And they've even put in a tree. I don't think that tree was there. Was it there last week? I don't remember. And then not much to report on the escalators. They appear to be near complete. They just got to put in or finish off the awning. And then there's that new path that we've... I wonder, did they dig that up? It looks like they may have dug up the old pedestrian path. And I've done it again, guys. I've reached the end. Thanks for watching. That's all the construction videos you're getting today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. Stay tuned tomorrow for Galaxy's Edge. We're going to be back this week with a Galaxy's Edge update. It's going to be a good one. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoy. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Fresh baked. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time. Fresh baked.